Welcome back to the Mental Money Podcast. My name is Rossi, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about my own personal drug addiction and drug addiction in general. I know it's quite a long topic, but I want to kind of quickly skim over it and just be completely transparent with you guys. Um, so I did varying degree of severity of different types of drugs for about 3, 4 years. I'm 21 years old and I did them from about 17 onwards. And 3, 4 years of my life was spent just completely every other day, or then towards the end, every single day of my year was spent taking drugs. And it's not like an easy topic for me to talk about because I do still get quite bad PTSD of it. Um, I started out with smoking, drinking, as most people do. I smoked cigarettes quite heavily, and I drank alcohol quite a lot. I was an alcoholic very, very young. I got past alcoholism and kind of started hitting other stuff more. So I started smoking a lot of weed, compared to my usual. So started out on that about 17, and then started taking a lot of MD as well. MDMA, for people that don't know what MD is. MDMA, took a lot of MDMA for quite a long time, and then it progressed into ketamine, acid, shrooms, um, progressing into coke, and then ending in MCAT. But the main ones were like MD, MDMA, ketamine, and we're not even talking about, this is just illegal drugs. So on the side of that, you got codeine, benzodiazepines of any type, uh, prescription painkillers, um, uh, there was some others. I didn't really fuck with like antipsychotic medication. I know some people do, like pregabalin and anti seizure medication. I don't fuck with that, so I didn't do any of that in my time. But I did a lot of ketamine for about a year. I did ketamine nearly every single day for about a year, and yeah, that was probably like the heaviest use of any drug. Just constantly going at it. While smoking a lot of weed, and there's ketamine just kind of seemed to go with everything. Like it was perfect for any situation for me, and uh, as you can kind of tell, I'm struggling to talk about it a little bit. I'm kind of getting a little bit breathless speaking about it because it's not an easy thing for me to talk about. Even though I've talked about it quite a lot, it's a bit different when it's on camera. Um, it basically ruined my life without me kind of acknowledging it for the most part. Um, I just kind of was looking for an escape from the life that I was given, um, and the problems I was given beforehand, and I made them worse with addiction. Um, I made them worse with all the drugs I did, and there's no one else to blame other than myself for what I have done. Um, and there is no one else I can like say who could solve that issue for me. There is no one you can turn to that can just snap their fingers and it be sorted. It took away many of my coping strategies that I had for my problems. It made a lot of my existing issues from beforehand a lot worse. I had no money, my health was declining, I was underweight. It did a lot of damage to me. Um and I had to quit. Like I say, I've been clean for 2 years nearly, and I'm still in recovery, still getting over it, but 2 years is a long time, and thankfully I've not had any like slip ups along the way. Um I've recently, for about 6 months, about actually 4 months now, I quit drinking. And for about nearly a year, I've not smoked cigarettes. I'm completely sober and completely clean. Um, it's not been easy, and hopefully I can keep it up um for the rest of my time here. But sometimes in life you don't get given a choice. You have the illusion of the choice, and you kind of believe to yourself that everything is going to be okay, and that you're going to be able to cope with things when it comes up, but that's not always necessarily the case. And I think a lot of people know that. um I think a lot of people realize that at some point they're going to slip up, and that little slip up could cost them 4 or 5 years of their life, or add an addiction that lasts them a lifetime. Um, I have a very personal case with addiction. I lost a family member when I was 4 years old to heroin, and that person um meant a lot to me. And I'm not ever gonna speak to them again. And that kind of set the tone for my life for when I was 4 years old, and is one of the main reasons why I have many of the issues I have today. Um, it's one of the things that I will never really get over. Um, I just learn how to cope better with it, and it's just, I'm sorry about saying "and" a lot. It's just really difficult trying to find a filler word that can kind of fill the spaces easily as that word. So I'm just trying to think of ways to phrase it in a way that you guys would understand, or kind of feel like feel like I'm explaining it well, because I don't really feel like I'm explaining it well. I'm just trying to explain the severity and the grip and reach that drug addiction can have on your life, and it can extend to other people's lives, like to your children, then to then to any of your family, friends, social situations, everything. It doesn't just stop at you, and it doesn't just stop. Like, it's something you have to really work at. It wasn't easy quitting all the drugs I did and then quitting the rest of the things along the way. I've been addicted to a lot of different substances in my time, and it's not been easy, but it is worth it. Um, I'm in the best physical shape that I have been for a long, long time, and I've been in the best mental shape that I have been for a long, long time. So I really just appreciate all these movements that I made the decision to make and kind of stuck by them, even if they were tough decisions. It was worth the time and the effort. So I just wanted to well, not quickly. I just wanted to speak about these issues. I hope that you can understand from my perspective a little bit more where I come from, and how drug addiction really can grip onto you, doesn't matter the age, circumstance, or whatever. We're all human, and it can ruin your life. So yeah, I think I'll call the video here, but I really do appreciate you listening or watching the video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.